Welcome back again. We're talking to Assistant AD for Media Relations, Todd Andersen. Now, Todd, you've got a very small staff. I mean, there's only really three of you, and plus you got some student help here and there. But how does your office handle things when you've got multiple events going on at the same time? I know February, for example, is going to be a really busy month for you. There's a couple of weekends where you've got baseball, softball, and basketball all going on at the same time. How do you divide the labor there?
Well, I mean, in going back to February, we staff every home athletic event. I mean, whether it's just keeping statistics for it, whether it's as expansive as statistics, announcing, doing the video. There are 6 months in the month of February where we don't have, or 6 days in the month of February where we don't have any home athletic events, and that's it's pretty taxing. But I mean, I rely on people's help around campus, like you're going to fill in for me at basketball announcing for a couple of basketball games while we have baseball outside. So it's just a matter of time management, who can do what, who's strong at certain things. We rely on the mass communications department here a lot. I'm fairly certain that we have 9 student interns from the mass comm department this year, and they help us out tremendously with things that we have to do, like sometimes they'll keep scoreboards, sometimes they'll get video highlights for us, but mainly it's just a time management and who can do what and who has to be where, and can we get away with understaffing this event so we can put more into this event. I mean, it's sort of a matter where I mean, we have a marker, a dry erase calendar in our office, and we know what's coming up in the next month and sometimes in the next 3 months. So it's just a matter of knowing what's coming up and knowing who's not going to be available to do what.
Tell us a little bit about how you guys report on road games. Obviously, we don't have the budget necessarily to send representatives from your office to all the away events that we do. So how do you get information on the road games? Do you work together with other offices at other campuses?
We do. A lot of our statistical programs are all, they talk to each other. So if for example, if we have a basketball game on the road and a team keeps the stats, they just send a certain file and we can import it and do it that way. A lot of the times you can watch the game from your house on live video or live stats, and you can report on it that way. So there's generally different ways. I mean, sometimes you look at another team's story. If you don't understand what happened in a certain situation, you can look and maybe they report on it. You go, oh, okay, I can put a new twist on my story that way. And we sort of rely on each other. It's pretty much an unsaid rule. I mean, that you exchange information, and our school and other schools, they watch each other's backs as far as that goes.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, I know that baseball is your favorite sport to cover. It's one of your favorite sports personally. First, what are you looking forward to this season with baseball?
Well, I mean, from an office standpoint, I'm looking forward to a new sound system that's going up this week. So as sad as that is to say, but I generally just like the laid back feel of baseball. I mean, it's sometimes you're there sometimes you're at the baseball field for too long, but I do like the one-on-one situations, the pitcher versus the batter, and that's always intrigued me. I didn't really get into baseball until I went to work in Mississippi State and had that environment there, so I sort of got involved a little bit more there. But I think we have the makings of a really good team this year. We've gotten some transfers in, particularly on the pitching staff, on our weekend pitching staff. One a former South Carolina player, the other one as a kid that was drafted out of high school that originally signed with Clemson. So I think we'll be better pitching-wise this year, and I'm looking forward to that.
And you know how college baseball is. It all comes and goes with how strong your pitching staff is. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the season as well. Well, your job requires very long hours, particularly when the season is going on, and sometimes you have to stay up pretty late to get all the scores and all the reports and everything that you guys do to make sure things are up to date. I was hoping that you might be able to give us a little anecdotal story maybe about a particularly taxing day or night that you had to work on stuff.
Well, I mean, although I didn't realize it until probably the week beforehand when our basketball team went out to the West Coast to play. I mean, obviously there's a 3-hour time difference there, so you don't necessarily think about the 7 o'clock tip-offs when you first see it until you add the 3 hours to it. So when we played San Francisco, it was a Monday night, so we do our 9 to 5 work day, and then I go home, and then you sit around for 5 hours until the game starts out there, and then you report on that game as you would normally do. So I think that night, I mean, I was up at 8 o'clock, came to work at 9, watched that game. The game got over about 12:30. I think I was in bed by 2. So.
That's all the time that we have for this week's edition of the Black and Gold Report. Until next week, go Braves.
Thank you.